All right, friends, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. We're going to take a live look over the plaza right now. My goodness, does that look like a nice little winter wonderland? That looks like a Christmas village. That's kind of sort of what that looks like, right? You know, you got the little snow top roofs there. The lights are still on. Some cars going down the road, but look at those roads. Look at that. We've got snow still out there, ice still on the roadways. And though it looks beautiful from your warm, humble abode, it is dangerously cold as you move out and about the Kansas City area and the Missouri River Valley. This is why we have declared it a first warn weather day, friends. This is a big deal. We have got ourselves some significant cold conditions out there for us this morning, and we'll continue through the next 48 hours. Then, snow showers. We're not done. First Warn 5 meteorologist Greg Bennett here. Much more to discuss. So we're just going to go right on into it. The three most important things that you need to know before you head out the door. This is it right here. First and foremost, the dangerously cold conditions that are rolling through for this morning. I have got easily between -10 and -15 degrees for your feel likes. And that's out the door right now as we speak. Okay? We are going to warm the forecast to a very toasty and balmy 18 degrees today, with feel-like temperatures at about 8 degrees. And the funny thing is, that's due to a wind that's coming out of the northwest, only 5 to 10 miles per hour. Think if we had gusts like we had during the winter storm system, up to 35 or 40 miles per hour. Then we'd be talking about easily, -30 degrees for feel-like temperatures in the morning, -15 degrees during the afternoon. Very cold stuff, just in general. And we're going to carry that through all the way to Wednesday. But once we push past that, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even Monday, we warm the forecast. Now, don't get excited because we're not talking about, 50s and 60s to the outlook. We're talking about upper 20s and lower 30s. Getting back to 32 degrees is a high temperature. Yay! Welcome to winter in the Midwest. My goodness. But with that actual uptick in temperature, which, trust me, it is going to feel much better out the door. It is going to be night and day. You're going to have to go through another opportunity for snow showers. Another area of low pressure is what we're monitoring right now. So I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to bring up our graphics, and we're going to talk about this. I do want to actually get into the actual threat for snowfall out there in the midst of all of this. So let's talk about this. Brand new update came down the line for us. It's brand spanking new compared to yesterday. First Warn 5 Chief Meteorologist Luke Doris was mentioning, hey guys, we're watching this storm system. It's give or take and coming in Thursday or Friday. Right now it looks more like Friday. We have two different tracks that we can deal with, one to the north, one to the south. Gives us two different types of accumulation. So what's brand new? What's brand new down the line is there's a lot more confidence in not Friday anymore, but now we're going to call for the possibility of Thursday as early as 4:30 to 5:30 in the late afternoon or early evening. Okay, that's the earliest it can arrive. It looks to come through and pass over us, be out of the viewing area for the most part by about 5:30 in the morning on Friday. So we've kind of shifted our snow chances and our first warning. It's now going to be for Thursday more so than Friday now. All right. That's just what we've seen with the sped up of this low pressure system coming out of the southwest. Now, it's a strong low pressure system. It's packing a snowfall punch, but not to us. Okay. Let me be very clear that we are not looking at another round two copious amounts of ridiculous snow like we just saw for the past 48 hours. That's not happening here. But we will get some form of accumulation. It won't be aggressive, and even lighter to the story here, not everyone in the metro or the viewing area, including the metro, will see snow showers Thursday into Friday. All right? Some of us will stay clear of the snowfall entirely. So let's get involved with it. First and foremost, I want to talk about the two different opportunities. We've got one potential of the snow system tracking more to the north and one kind of lingering more towards the south. We're going to go with the one that's going to track to the north first, okay? And that one says that as we track this thing more north, we're going to see snow shower chances that are going to really be limited more to the south and to the east of I-70 for the most part. Once you track more east, getting closer to Odessa, we'll start to see a little bit of this kind of lift above the I-70 corridor into Marshall, and then maybe a little bit further out towards Chillicothe. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a little bit of a dusting, and I mean just a couple of flakes here and there. But for the most part, it's limited to the southeastern quadrant of the viewing area. Basically, take the whole viewing area and cut a line diagonally through it. The northern side is not going to see snow. The southern side will see some form of snow. Dusting to 2 inches, maybe even 2.5 inches is possible. But notice where we are off around Johnson and Jackson counties, right? We're in this lighter blue coloration. This is where we're most likely going to see a dusting to maybe 1/4 inch, tops. Further south you go, it's a little bit more aggressive. Butler, Clinton, Sedalia, Benton County, Pettis counties, these areas could see maybe that 2 inches or 2.5 inches of snowfall, all right? That's if we track north. That's the first one. What's now looking more weighted in the morning updates that we've got here, and again, we're just being transparent. We've got this new data. We've got to weigh our options here. What's looking more likely overall is that this storm system will take more of a southerly trend with its track. And when that happens, we actually get a slightly broader view of snowfall that actually enters closer to the downtown metro throughout all of Johnson and Jackson County and now Wyandotte. Maybe around I-70 in Leavenworth County, you guys could see a light dusting out there. But in general, look at the coloration that we've got for snowfall. In this particular outcome, it's more likely that we're going to see a dusting to just 1 inch, okay? And that's really about it. So it's nowhere near as aggressive. It's nowhere near as aggressive as what we saw 48 hours ago, okay? Is this a problem? Yes. Yes, this is a problem. The fact of the matter, any way you cut it, we're adding more snow to snow that's not going anywhere that we got from the past couple of days. And in some cases, some of you got 17 inches. Now, luckily, that was up to the north around St. Joe. So good news for you guys. It doesn't seem like you're actually going to get more of this. But further into the metro, 10, 12 inches, 13 inches, 14 inches in local areas. Now you're going to tack on a dusting to another, 1/2 inch. Then maybe more to the south, or 2 inches around Sedalia or Warrensburg. Let me show you the future forecasts on this. All right. I'm going to show you first and foremost the northern track model, right? That's the one that's going to be a little less broad and more concentrated with higher snowfall totals. There it is. Where the metro really doesn't get anything, Maybe Olathe gets 1/4 inch, almost 1/2 inch to Odessa. But then we get south, Sedalia, Clinton, Butler, heads up, all right? 2.5 inches. That's a good amount of snow. That's you out the door shoveling again. And that slows you down. It's one more thing you have to think about doing as we move closer and closer to the weekend, right? So yeah, absolutely worth a first warning in this particular situation. Let's go to the one that's a little bit more plausible. I think this one's going to be a little bit more weighted. Yeah, basically it's down the line. It's almost 50-50 on these. It's more like 57% and 43%, okay? So this is the 57% probability is what's going to happen right now. And there it is. This is the European model. Again, it's more broad. It kind of widens out more of that snow chance right through the metro. And I think we could see maybe 1/4 inch. Lee Summit to Overland Park. Shawnee Mission might see 1/10 inch to 1/4 inch. Lenexa, possibly 1/4 inch. That's more snow on top of what you got. It might be a little, but the fact of the matter is it's just adding to the problem. And then further south you go, you've got Clinton and Warrensburg, right? And they're going to be closer to that inch of accumulation. So it's not a lot. It's a nuisance, and it's going to slow you down, and it's going to have you doing one more chore that you really just don't want to do. And that's why we've got that first warning right now. Now, listen. We might see some wild changes to this low pressure system. Volatility is still out there, and it's something that we're going to continue to monitor. That's us being transparent with you. We can see these things change in a blink of an eye, but at least how it sits right now, and we're getting closer and closer to this next event, we're looking closer to what you're seeing right now. right now on your screen. So we're going to continue to track this. If there are new changes, big updates, you know we've got your back on this. We have been. We're the only ones that have done this for you since the beginning of these big winter storms coming through. And we've been doing this for years now for you, right? So I'm glad you're with us and sticking with us. You know you can count on us here at KCTV5 and the First Warn 5 weather team. All right, let's get back to the cold air, because it is so cold out the door right now that we have actually got school closures in. I want to show you the school closures that we've got currently. I'm just going to list, as many as I can here, right? This is just a small sampling of what we have seen close. It's basically almost all of them are closed. So really go to your school district website. But Shawnee Mission, Kansas City, Blue Valley, I've got Atchison there, Independence, Lee Summit, Olathe popped up, Raymore popped up. We've got a lot. We've got a lot for closures today. If not all schools are closed due to the extreme cold and the ice out there. However, there are some schools that are going to stay closed until we get to Thursday, okay? And that's why I want you to go to your school district's website, check the webpage there, see if you've got that all the way to Thursday, if it's just Tuesday, if they're going to open up on Wednesday, that whole kind of story. We're going to keep an eye on this all day long for you. We've got more details on our website, KCTV5.com. You can check out our social media pages as well. We're going to keep an eye on this so your family's ready for it and you can kind of sort of plan ahead for a couple more snow days out there in a sense, right? So, but that's just some of it. We've got a lot of school closures for today because of the cold air. Let's go find the feel-like temperatures. I just want to do that because the fact of the matter is that's the most important thing that you want to know out the door right now. And I've got it somewhere here in the plethora of graphics that I have. So just give me a second while I try to find the actual forecast of the feel-like temperatures out the door. You know what? We're just going to do this because it was just such a difficult. All right, here we go. Here's out the door right now. -12 is a feel-like temperature. -18 degrees off around Lawrence, -6 degrees off around Olathe, -13 to Cameron. That Lawrence value, though, you got to remember this. We take them mainly from airports, and there's a regional airport out towards Lawrence that's in a very, very low-lined area. Okay, so it's always showing colder than any other spot in Douglas County. So, yeah, that's a little bit on the aggressive side. Probably tack on 3 degrees, and it's more likely what Lawrence is feeling. So they're more likely the city is feeling -15, which is still significant. But it is very cold outside for feel-like temperatures. Now, have we had worse? Oh, yeah. I mean, last year alone, we had -50-degree wind chills in certain areas, all right? So is this the worst of the worst? No. Is this dangerous? You betcha. You know, if you go out with just a sweater on and a beanie with some jeans and you're going to shovel snow for the next 2 hours, yeah, you're going to start seeing big signs for frostbite and hypothermia. I mean, I was triple layered myself because I got snowed in. I was able to actually drive home during the snow event. All right. I was actually able to do that on Sunday. You know, Bill and I were talking about staying here. I even did a Facebook Live on my own social media page saying, you know what, guys, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to stay here. And Bill was like, you know what, man, I want to be with my family. I think I could get out there. And I said, you know what? You let me know if you make it all the way to Wyandotte County. And if you make it all the way to Wyandotte County, I will take the car and I'll drive up to Leavenworth. If you can make it there, I can make it up there. And he messaged me, he said, you know, it was a little tricky, but I was able to get there. So if you're going to leave, you should probably do it now. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. And I got home safely. And then as soon as I got home, I started shoveling because I wanted to make sure I can get the car out of the neighborhood to the main road so I can drive down and be here for Monday morning. And while I was shoveling for 2.5 hours, I had a sweater on, I had a huge heavy jacket, I had 2 hoodies because the sweater had a hoodie and the jacket had a hoodie, I had a beanie on, and I had gloves on. My jaw started to get very stiff. I had a neighbor come out and try to talk to me, and I couldn't really talk well because it was so kind of raw. I started looking at my hands and they were bright red, and I was starting to see bits of yellow around my knuckles when I opened up my hand like this. That's hypothermia, And that's frostbite, by the way, just to let you know. And I was that bundled up. And I was doing work. I was keeping my body heat, trying to keep it up and warm as I'm like shoveling snow, which, by the way, in the end, it didn't matter because every single highway was closed. It was shut down. I could not make it in order to give you information that you needed to know. So what happened was Warren Sears was in and he gave you everything that you needed to know. The moral of the story is, if you bundle yourself up, and you're going to be out there for an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, doing what you need to do to get yourself, comfortable to navigate for the rest of the week, you can still get signs of hypothermia even as you're all bundled up out there. So please, 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 make sure you see the signs, you read the signs, you get indoors, you get something warm in your system, you warm up, warm water over the hands, not hot water, okay? That'll help you kind of sort of regulate your temperature, and then you can get back out and get another 45 minutes to an hour of shoveling in if you need to do that, which I'm most definitely going to be doing today. All right, guys, it is now 7:53 in the morning. I got to let you go because at 7:57 we've got another live cut in. But that's really the forecast I wanted to let you know. There's one more thing I want you to know. One more very important thing that's exciting, super exciting. We warm up the forecast. Let me get my silly face out of the way. You guys don't want to see this face, this mug. You want to see the 7-day. There it is. 28 degrees on Friday, 32 on Sunday. And that's just, after all of this nonsense, I mean, that's a summer day. Please don't be in shorts and a t-shirt, though. Please don't, okay? But it is going to be a little bit warmer. It's going to be a little bit more doable for us all the way around. Have a good one today. Stay warm and take it easy on those roads.